Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. And I'm just kind of sitting on the couch this morning drinking really good bulletproof coffee that Debbie makes me. And here's my sweetie. Oh, she just said I can't show her, but she is. She has been answering some comments this morning, and thank you guys so much for commenting and being our friends. We just enjoy this and we appreciate it. Well, somebody reminded me this morning we hadn't shown a picture of the fan that we talked about, and we really like this little fan. We've now had it for 3 days. So here is the little fan, and it's a Vornado. Man, it puts out the air. It's very efficient. 40 watts is what it pulls when you're running it on high. And air, now you can see the size of this thing up in comparison to my head. There's the fan, there's my head. Okay. So it has a little controller right down here. And boy, that air is just, it's so quiet. You can see that it's turning now, but it's totally quiet. You don't hear the motor at all. What you do hear is the air. That's on high. Oops. That was high, so probably all you could hear was the air. It's very quiet. It's a variable speed, so it has thousands of speeds, I guess. You just, as you turn it up, it gets faster. So we really love it. It has made such a difference in our sleeping conditions because with that air movement, it feels cool back there. We can move that air from the mini split that we have up front. We can get that back to the bedroom, and that makes it really nice. So Debbie's answering your your comments right now.
Don't take pictures of me now.
Say hello. That is my baby. She is wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I like to do that my Debbie got me started on was to make a list. So like here's a list of things I want to order online. These are things to do for the bus. And then we also have lists of things to do before we travel. And there's a list for me, and there's a list for Deb of things that we need to do before we move the bus. So, you know, got to do those things. We don't want things falling and breaking. Then I have always made material lists, and usually on boards, since I'm a carpenter, or pieces of drop that from plywood or whatever. And then here's a list of things that I want to do. When I'm building something, I may draw it out 5 or 6 times before I actually do it. Debbie wants a little shelf to put coffee on. Well, I need to know in my mind what all the parts are. This is a complicated one. And then I also drew a simple one. And now I've decided I'm going to do the simple one. So it's kind of how we do everything. It's like I try to think things through and then put them on paper. Now these are just, again, just drawings that I do, trying to figure out the best method to make things work. Interesting to me to go back and look at some of these. And then on the bus, I'm looking for a little logo. And I'm trying to come up with ideas for a logo. So this is just a little doodlings. Of course, we've got all these that we already put on that you guys have given me lots of opinions. That was good. And then here's another little logo. Don't know what I'm going to use, but just different little ideas of things that will give us a little trademark logo. Now I don't have these numbered or anything. I'm just kind of going through my notes here and trying to figure out what I want to do. So I'm trying to come up with all kinds of things, and at some point we will figure out what we want. Now, if you're getting ready to do a bus, I had talked before about Tiger foam, and to do my bus it cost me $2,510 to buy the material from Tiger foam. The problem with that is I had to do all the work, all the cleanup and everything. Chris had his bus done by someone else, a professional. Now, I would really encourage you to find someone locally who would do that. I never could find anybody, and I was advised by a friend that probably I wouldn't be finding anybody in this area because all the foam people were covered up with a lot of commercial jobs up here and residential jobs. So I just decided that I would go ahead and do it myself after looking for 3 weeks trying to find someone. On the other hand, Chris was able to find someone who did his bus down in Phoenix, and it cost him about $2,000. In fact, I think that's exactly what it cost him. They did everything. They protected everything. They sprayed it. They cut it down, because after you spray it, you have to take and cut it all down to get it back behind, because it foams out different depths at different places. So I would highly encourage you to have somebody else do your foam for you. I certainly wish I had, because it is a lot of work and it's messy, especially when you're not a professional, and anything it gets on, you have a hard time getting it off. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope that was helpful, and we will see you soon.